It's just not scary to me. Like supernatural things, it's like whenever I see.
But demons aren't supernatural. They're real. They're real beings.
But in the Bible, you know,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to be scared.
Yeah.
He's right. Because they are not. Why? Who are they not stronger than?
Jesus.
Than only Jesus. As long as you have Jesus on your side, they can't hurt you.
I mean,
Now they might hurt others that
What if your brother
allow
got possession?
things.
Nah, I'm afraid like possession or something.
Remember this guy from Do the Roar video?
Me angry, do you?
Thing in front of me, like.
Oh yeah, that's pretty creepy. Like, we got a case for you.
The air starts getting cold and you see the like, and then like.
Bruh.
I'm recording, dude.
You see like, and then the ones you get.
But besides Ghostbusters, who are you gonna call?
Jesus.
Jesus. That's right.
Jesus.
That's all you just gotta call on Jesus, and that's it. That's your main right there. Main man.
In the movies, whenever you call on Jesus, like the demon starts laughing. Like the possessed person, they start laughing. I'm like,
Instead of
what do you do then? Like,
Well,
they
they're
start
trying to
laughing.
scare you. They're trying to, say, you know what, you can't, you can't do that.
Ha 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 ha. And then when they actually, listen,
Yeah, they just move.
it's like a big bluff, like ha ha ha. But when he actually comes, we like post it open.
They all start screaming. Oh.
Yeah, they start going crazy and then they leave.
Oh, that's so creepy. I'm thinking, no, the move I'm thinking of.
And shit, I mean.
Alright, so,
Annabelle creation.
No, it's
I
the
believe
one that
y'all wrote
came
something
from.
down.
Oh,
Okay,
Conjuring.
Conjuring.
Yeah.
alright, let's get back to this study, okay? So y'all got all those movies on your head now, but yeah. Alright, so we're gonna be in Matthew.
Solid answer. Good answer.
Something that wrong that goes against God.
Sin.
Something that,
The human does.
right, we do. So who's the sinner?
We are.
We all are.
We're born.
We're born sinners and we'll die sinners, but we'll be reborn.
Perfect.
Not quite like Jesus, but
You know, somewhere around.
that's all I want.
So, you know.
Yeah.
In the area.
Do you think temptation is the same thing as sin?
No.
In a way. No,
No, it's not.
It's not the same. Like, cause it's more of a test.
Right.
It's temptation is like, see, it's testing your faith. It's like, I'ma see what you do. Temptation is like, what are you gonna do, right?
Mhm.
In this situation.
And sin is actually the action. You're
Yeah,
actually going out and doing the sin. So,
Like the devil could be tempting me for like,
exactly.
for
That's what I was
something.
about to say next. The devil is the one that tempts you.
The devil is.
He's the one that's calling over here. It's just like that. I think there's a commercial you see how you have the devil and the angel, and the angel's telling, trying to convince you not to.
I seen that on Jack in the Box. I seen that. Should I get it?
Jesus is always the one that's going to win. As long as what?
Faith.
Is your faith and you call on him. Okay? So if you're getting tempted, what should you do?
Call on
What should you
Jesus.
do?
Call on Jesus.
Call on Jesus.
Call on Jesus. And
Oh,
it is not just occasionally. When is it? When should you do that?
All the time.
All the time. All the time. When I was younger and I went to church, nobody explained that to me. So when Satan was over here telling me do this and do that, I was doing that. I didn't know how to control that. It wasn't until I accepted Christ that I learned, you know what, I'm not to say, call Jesus. And that was enough. So, and I have my grandson who's getting bullied. He's only 5 years old. He's in kindergarten.
Oh.
So you know what I tell him? Isn't it horrible?
Like-
Little ones. What are they learning?
Like, yeah, my pencil's blue, yours is red.
Yeah.
What? Like,
But why do you think that little boy bullies? Can anybody understand why?
His clothes.
because
It
it
could
could be his
Why?
religion.
Why?
He himself is not content.
There's something going on,
Because
right?
he's probably just spoiled, right?
But why?
Because he's a spoiled brat.
Why is he a spoiled brat?
His parents spoiled him.
Exactly. It didn't just start from him. Yeah, he's born as a sinner, but you're fed. You feed it. You feed it.
Oh, so it's
So he's
other
been
people.
fed.
It's other
And
people.
so, and he goes and takes it out on taking it out on my grandson. But it's not his fault, right? That's what Jesus wants us to understand. That the things that somebody does is not always their fault. It always leads from something else. Murderers, thieves, sex offenders.
They all have a messed up
Something
past.
happened. Something
Yeah,
happened.
They all have a
And
messed
just
up
like
past.
my past, something happened that I kept on doing because nobody told me I was doing wrong.
It's like
You know.
morality.
So
Or
this is where we have to learn to fight that temptations. Because if not, we'll get in falling into that same thing. And we, if you've, I don't know what y'all's faith is, I don't know if you've actually accepted Christ yet, but it seems like you pretty guys have, because y'all are doing great. That is, once you've accepted Christ, that right there helps you. But if you haven't, those people that are out there in prisons that have killed and stealed and everything, and probably haven't accepted Christ, the reason they continue to do it is because they don't have Him. Right? So let's go ahead and read the story. What time is it? Okay. All right. Anybody want to read?
So we're.
first.
1 through 11.
That's a long-
Matthew 4, 1 through 11.
Then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. After fasting 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. The tempter came to him and said, "If you are the Son of God, tell those stones to become bread." Jesus answered, "It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." When the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. "If you are the Son of God," he said, "throw yourself down, for it is written, He will command His angels concerning you, and they will lift you up to their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone." Jesus answered him, "It is also written, Do not put the Lord your God to the test." Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of all the worlds and their splendor. "All this I will give you," he said, "if you will bow down and worship me." Jesus said to him, "Away from me, Satan, for it is written, Worship the Lord your God and serve Him only." Then the devil left him, and the angels came to attend him.
Okay. Does anybody understand what was going on?
Yeah.
What happened before?
The devil started to-
Wait,
Or
before?
before this?
Oh, he was fasting 40 days and 40 nights.
Okay. So what do you think is going on in this right here? He's hungry. Yeah, he's hungry.
He was
Yeah,
tempted by.
he was approached by Satan.
So if you're hungry,
He's like, "Hey, you want some bread real quick?"
right away, you think,
Right,
I'm gonna
like
take you with some
the
bread.
first
Like,
word
take
he
you-
says, "Hey, you want some bread?" Turn them into bread, right?
Mhm.
You are the Son of God. But Jesus hits him back with the facts, like, "No, it is written in the Bible that man should not live on bread alone, but from the words of God." Bars, come on.
He knew if he turned the rocks to stone. I mean to bread.
Devil,
I'm not hungry.
He turned
So
to
if Jesus was God, do you think he could have easily just?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he,
yeah.
I mean, he could have. But he doesn't need to show off to the devil because
Right.
the devil is nobody.
Right.
We don't need to show off.
So anybody understand what fasting is?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's literally starving night.
Like,
No, it's taking the time to away from food and just like meditation with God Himself, praying with Him and talking to Him, away from like any human like disturbances, and just taking the time for you and have a spiritual connection.
Right. That's it. The spiritual connection. You're when you're fasting, you're calling him to come to you. You're calling him, and a lot of times it's fasting because you're going to go through something, and you're going to need that. Jesus already knew what was going to happen. You know, he was going to get crucified, so he's going through this fasting to get that. He's going to need that strength because even though he's God, he's human. He's come as a human form, so he can feel everything that we feel. Okay.
He has emotions as well.
Right.
He shows it too because
He shows it.
He cries before he's crucified. 'Cause has
And he gets
emotions.
angry. He got angry at the church when at the temple when they were gambling and all that at the temple. He's human, but at the same time he has that strength. And here he is showing us how to do this. Okay? He is God, but at the same time he wants us to understand how to do this. How to fasting. If you have something right now in your life that is something that's going on and you need his help, you should fast. And he's not talking about 40 days.
No, that's for sure.
He could do 40 days. And there are people that do. But if there's something going on right now, don't be afraid to one night or one day go without food and ask God to show what he wants from you. God's will, not your will, what God wants from you. And the church has done that. We did that where sometimes you don't even have to give a whole food. Just give something that you like
the
your phone.
Daniel's fast, or what is it? The Daniel's fast?
I gave up coffee for 40 days. You're talking about hard. I've been drinking coffee since I was 18 years old when I was going to school. And it was hard. But this is something I was giving up in order for God to call, to let me know what was going on and what I needed to know. So here he's teaching us to fast, to call on him. And then he's also showing us that Satan can tempt you during this time. But who is stronger? Jesus is stronger.
Obviously.
Yes. It says, then Jesus was led up to the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. After fasting 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry, which we all know, that was the best time for him to tempt him, was because he was hungry. The tempter came to him and said, if you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread. He would have. He could have. He is God. Jesus answered, it is written. And you said it earlier. It was written. Where's it written?
In the Bible.
It was written in the Bible. He's telling him it's already.
It's a fact.
It's not going to change. Just because you're tempting me, it's not going to change. Man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. So, on bread alone, what is he talking about?
He's just talking about things that it's a metaphor for things that
Right.
substantive things that make you happy for the moment, and you can't live off of that alone. Like let's say you're real good at soccer, but I'm gonna just live off of soccer, forget the God stuff.
Right, and you completely don't even.
You can't live off of that alone. Like maybe you can make some money off of it, you could be a millionaire, but you won't be spiritually connected.
And there's a lot of people that football. So many people love their football, their Cowboys, and I used to really, really like the Cowboys, and now I've gotten to know. Well, no, I used to say I love the Cowboys. Now I like the Cowboys. They're okay. If I got time, I'll watch them. But if it's showing during church, God's gonna be first. Okay. So you gotta watch that because there's there's those little things that you think, oh, it's not that big of a deal, but it could be. It could be, because God's watching you and He knows that you're putting that thing first. Sometimes, like some of the phone, you put your phone first. That's why it's always so important.
Sunshine ain't like you hold back or hide from a light. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I hope you see my face and that you be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you.
They should start a band.
You said something. Elvis, really?
Hey, we need to do a song that we both know.
Okay, alright, I'm on QT. You know how the time flies only. Yesterday was the time of our life. We were born and raised in a summer haze, bound by, we surprised by our glory days. I hate to turn up out of the view uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I hope you see my face and that you'll be reminded that from me it isn't over. Never mind, I wish nothing but the best for you. Don't forget me, I remember you saying
Buy my mixtape.
Sometimes it lasts.
Buy my mixtape. Buy my mixtape. Oh, what? Yo, what? Hey, wait.
Huh?
Hey.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Alright, sign off. Their mistakes, their memos was made. Oh, what I've known how bittersweet this would take. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you. I'll forget it. I say, I remember you say, sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Hey, sometimes